Okay, well, welcome everyone. I'm excited to be here with all of you today. I'm Coach Michael P., sitting in guest hosting for the great JJ. Kind of reminds me of way back when I was growing up, used to watch The Tonight Show and Johnny Carson had his guest host. So this is my version, I guess, to being a guest host for someone. Really excited today to have a speaker here who's an amazing woman, an amazing coach, and just happens to be my amazing business partner as well, and is going to share some great stuff with you today. So we have Rayana Starre. Hey, Rayana, how are you doing today?
Really good. I'm in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina.
Great. And what are you going to be talking with us about today?
How to take small, consistent actions to get results.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, Rayana, the screen's all yours, so take it away.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us. I think we're having a small, intimate crowd today because JJ's gone. And so let's just dive right in. We'll take questions, and we would have gone into breakout rooms, but we'll be one big breakout room together afterwards. And I'll be asking you all one question that will get you engaged and really thinking about how you can apply everything I'm going to be sharing with you today to your own business and make it personal. So that's where I want you to watch and listen from, is how can this apply to me so that you get value out of this presentation? How's that work for everybody? Good? All right, let's dive in. So, you don't need more information, you need more action. Let me go into that a little bit. Bigger pockets, and all the research shows that this is a high failure rate industry. 95% of all real estate investors fail, only 5% succeed. So that should concern you. So the whole point of this presentation is to motivate you to take the right kinds of action so that you can be part of that 5%, because Michael and I are committed to having an impact on this statistic. I would love to see in a year or two that goes from 90% to 10, and then I know we're having an impact. So let's dive in. All right, the top 5% of successful real estate investors take action daily. They don't think about it, they don't talk about it, they just do it. Your success depends on three things: mindset, habits and routines, and getting support and accountability. This is a business that no one succeeds alone. We all need support. We all need accountability. So let's start with mindset. Everything starts there. Everything starts with mindset. Think about that. If you have a fear of something, you're going to avoid it. It's going to impact you taking action. So, what is mindset? Well, it starts with our thoughts, also our emotions and feelings. It's our beliefs. So, think about that. If you have a limiting belief that you can't talk to sellers, or you're not good at sales, or you are just you're just not confident, then that's going to impact everything you do. Values is part of mindset. What's important to you? And then fears. Fear can get in the way of a lot of things for a lot of people, not just in this business. I'll be talking about that in a minute. So part of the process is dealing with fear, frustration, and failure. Fear of the unknown. Like you're afraid to pick up the phone to talk to a seller because you don't have confidence in your ability to do that, and you don't know what you're going to get on the other end of the phone. Frustration comes up when we're learning something new and we know what we want to do. We know what the end result should be, but we don't have the mastery of skills to get that result yet. So it's frustrating as you're learning something new because you know what you want to do and the result you want to get from it, but you don't have the mastery to get that result yet. And then failure. Failure is just figuring out a lot of ways to do something until you figure out the one that gets results. It's just failing forward. Last year in our coaching business was a whole year of failing forward and feeling fear and frustration and trying things. And we persevered, we were resilient, and we weren't going to give up. So I would say the formula for success here is bounce back quickly when you have a failure, or you're frustrated, or you have a fear. Don't let it overrun you, and then you invest all this time and energy feeling bad about it. Redirect that energy and bounce back quickly. And then make a commitment to never give up. Just never give up. Bounce back quickly and never give up. All right, so motivation. I want to talk about motivation because we talk a lot about it as coaches, but I really want to nail this down to something for you. It is the fuel in your tank that makes you get up and go. If you really connect, not on a superficial level, but you really look at what is underneath why you want to do this business. Is it you don't have retirement built up, or you want to put the kids through college and pay cash, or you have a mountain of debt you want to pay off, or you want to quit your job? Find the thing that is so intensely important to you that you will do whatever it takes. Make it personal. Don't just go through them. Oh yeah, my why. Well, my why is retirement. Invest emotion into figuring out your why. Invest emotion. Make it count. Use it to leverage yourself. This motivation should be so strong that you will do anything. It will make you get up in the morning and do what you've got to do, even when you don't feel like it. What else? Do you believe? Do you believe in this business? Do you believe in you? If you don't believe in yourself, a system, or a deal, you won't take action. A lot of people hire coaches because a coach believes in you or the system or the process before you do. A lot of times it's hard to believe in things on faith. And a lot of us are faith-based people, you know. How do you believe in something until it's proven? Through faith and trust. And if you can't do it that way, then you find someone that has done it and proven it and coached a lot of people, and they believe, so you can believe in their belief. And I know that sounds weird. It's like the belief train, but there's my favorite part of coaching, and I've been coaching entrepreneurs for 22 years. My favorite part is when that transformation happens and there's this glimmer of hope, and someone goes from not believing in themselves or the process to believing in themselves. They get that first deal and it's exciting. And then they get the next one and you start to believe, and your belief gets stronger and stronger. Here's some mindset hacks that you'll probably want to write down. These are very specific hacks that you can use right now. Start small and build your confidence from there. What do I mean by that? Almost everyone I've coached at some point is just afraid to talk to pick up the phone and call sellers. So start small and build your confidence. Next hack is acknowledge the little wins. Now that sounds trite to some of you, but when you are starting out and you're new at something, acknowledging those little wins is proof that you are making progress. It's those little wins like, wow, that call went really well. So one of the assignments I give a lot of my coaching clients is in the morning, you start your day writing a gratitude list, 10 things or more that you're grateful for. Think about that when you get up and start your day. If you're starting your day with gratitude, it's been proven in quantum physics that being in a state of gratitude is the number one attraction to abundance. Because think about that. If you're in a state of gratitude, it means you're thankful for something you've already received. So you start your day in gratitude, and then you go through your day and you end your day listing all the achievements that you did that day, everything, even the little ones like, oh, I got further on that last phone call, or okay, I actually spent an hour doing my marketing today, or wow, I made an offer. So it's just starting the day, it's a sandwich. And in between gratitude and focusing on your achievements, it's challenging you to use that day in the best way possible. And then visualize your success. I know we talk a lot about this, but I'm serious. Like, you close your eyes and you don't just see the picture, you actually feel. You feel it, you taste it, you see it, you hear it. You start at the beginning of your day, getting up in the morning. How do you feel physically, emotionally in that ideal day that you have arrived at that place that you want to be in your business? What does that day feel like, look like? What does it sound like? What are you doing? What does it feel like? Go through that perfect day in your mind and do that on a regular basis. Make it part of your daily routine to visualize. All very successful athletes, entertainers, and business people do this. You get addicted to that visualization because the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between that and reality, especially if you infuse it with a lot of emotion. And then seek out support. No one succeeds alone. We all need help. Now, besides mindset, once we've got the mindset, we're being courageous, we're dealing with our fear, our frustration, our failure, we're brave enough and bold enough to get out there and do it. What do? Habits and routines are the foundation of success. And all a habit is a consistent behavior you do automatically that gets a certain result. Habits are very difficult to break or start all by yourself unless you're really committed and you put in some structure for support. This is a big part of our program and what we help people with. It is probably the weakest link for people. Is you try a little bit of marketing and you're sporadic about it, and you're wondering why you're not getting deals. And wow, it's so hard to find a deal out there. Well, yeah, we're an aggressive seller's market across the country, but there are people that are getting deals. I have a client that got 10 wholesales a couple of weeks ago in 1 week. 10 wholesales. Now that person has automated their marketing. They pay a lot for a team and for ads. They've built it into their budget. They have automated it, and they consistently, I just call him a deal magnet, this guy. So do you schedule revenue generating activities daily and weekly? Daily and weekly. Are you consistent? Do you practice skills until you master them? Now, one way to break a bad habit is to replace it with a good habit, or one way to build a good habit is to replace a bad habit with it. So the results of your life and your business are directly related to your habits and routines. I really want you to let that sink in for a minute. The results of your life and your business are directly related to your habits and routines. Now, if you are going to take 100% responsibility for your life, because that's the only place to come from, really. It's the most empowered place to come from in your life, is to be 100% responsible for the results in your life. Now you may think, but right, bad things happen to good people. Great. You're not responsible for what happens that isn't directly related to you or your choices. I mean, bad things happen. No one causes a tsunami or a destructive tornado to come through, but how you deal with those things makes all the difference. That's part of mindset, but the habits are, what do you do consistently in your life? And if you look at your business right now, and you're really honest with yourself, are you doing 100% responsible for the results in your life? Are you doing 100% responsible for the results in your life? And if you look at your business right now and you're really honest with yourself, are you doing 100% responsible for the results in your life? And if you look at your business right now and you're really honest with yourself, are you doing the things that are going to get you deals. Are you making offers every day? Are you marketing every day? Are you looking for properties every day? Are you talking to sellers every day? Are you making offers every day? Are you, I'll just keep saying it. Are you making offers every day? Which activity is the most important to get a deal? Making offers. So you want to schedule your success. And I think this is another weakness I've observed in the hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs I've coached. A large majority of them have been real estate investors, is you don't schedule it and it doesn't get done. So are you winging it? Do you have a schedule and you treat this business like a job, and you block out in your calendar the times you're looking for properties, the times you're talking to sellers, the times you're looking at properties in person, like driving to properties to look at them, the research you're doing online? Are you on top of what's going on in your market? Are you treating this like a business? Are you making time for operations to keep organized, keep track of the finances, keep track of the deals? Here's the meat of the presentation, and the meat of your schedule should be focused on revenue generating activities. So what are they? They're the most important action you need to take every single day. And that's anything you're doing that gets you to making an offer. Nothing else matters. If you aren't making offers, you aren't going to get a deal. It's that simple. Think about that. So if you aren't making at least one offer a day, preferably 2, 5 to 10 offers a week consistently, you are not a real estate investor. This is a hobby or something that's fascinating to you. Making offers is the way you get deals. It's the only way you get deals. You've got to make an offer to get a deal. So there's 3 main revenue generating activities. We'll start with networking. A lot of people love JJ's group and JJ because he's like the king of networking. And all networking is, in its simplest form, is building and nurturing relationships. Think about the relationships in your life. You invest in them. You take time to be with those people. You reach out to friends. You are nurturing that relationship. That's all networking is. It isn't about showing up in these groups and just being a fly on the wall. It's about making connections. And the best way to make connections, and JJ is phenomenal at this, and I'm a pretty natural networker as well, is help other people out. Give before you get. Instead of networking and, what am I going to get out of this networking event? Think, what can I give? How can I help people? You're going to develop a good reputation that way, and people are going to trust you and want to do business with you. That's why JJ's so popular. And then the key with any successful networking, it's a waste of time unless you're going to follow up and stay in touch. And JJ's brilliant at that. He's always reaching out and calling and just wanting to see how I'm doing. And he does that with a lot of people. So here is a challenge for you. This one action could transform your business and your life. Pick up the phone and have one conversation with someone every day related to this business. Pick up and have a conversation with a seller, a lender, a title company, building your buyer's list with other investors, realtors. Pick up the phone and talk to someone every day. All right. Other revenue generating activities are marketing. All marketing is looking for distressed properties with motivated sellers. I was coaching someone a couple of years ago, and we were on a coaching call, this guy and I, and he's like, I really don't like marketing. And a lot of people don't like marketing. It's a pain in the butt. You're hunting, you're gathering, you're searching, you're looking, you have to sift through the numbers. It's a numbers game. And he said, I really hate marketing. And I said, okay, I get it. Do you like looking for properties? Do you like looking at properties? And he said, yeah. And I said, all right, you're no longer going to do any marketing in your business. You're just going to look for properties. And that seems funny, but it changed everything for him. Perception is projection. Just perceiving it as, oh, I'm not going to market, I'm just looking for properties, shifted something for him. It was that simple. So where do we look for properties? On the MLS, not the best place nowadays, but I still have lots of clients that are actually getting deals from the MLS. It does happen, especially if you can get pocket listings before they go on the MLS. For sale by owners, there's so many ways you can do for sale by owners. Facebook Marketplace. A gal from our last boot camp, our last Unstoppable Real Estate Investor Boot Camp, was on Facebook Marketplace and kept noticing that all these houses for sale had the same seller name on them. She got it was a 40 property portfolio that had over 85 doors to it. 4 of the properties got sold before she made her offer a few days later. She now has under contract 36 properties and 73 doors just from going on Facebook Marketplace. There's Craigslist. There's all kinds of for sale by owner websites doing this daily. Lists. You can go in PropStream, RealFlow, Property Radar, and pull a list of absentee owners, high equity owners, vacant owners, out of state owners, pre-foreclosures, people who have defaulted, probates. So that's similar to niche, a list, pulling a list that's very targeted on a specific kind of problem. And then neighbors, friends, sellers, just again, networking and marketing are very closely linked. This client of mine who automates his marketing, who got 10 wholesales a couple of weeks ago in 1 week, he is a master networker. And, he's not a real people person, oddly enough, but he networks strategically and he has gotten a lot of deals. In fact, last year alone, he made $135,000 just from deals he got from networking. Any other way you can find distressed properties. All right, now, last revenue generating activity. I've already talked about it. It's the most important one. And that is making offers. Make at least one offer every day, 5 days a week. If all you change and get from this presentation is to just do this one action, make an offer every day, 5 days a week, that will be about between 20 and 22 or 23 offers a month. How do you think that'll impact your business? Increase to more offers each week. Start small. All right, look, if you made no offers last week and this week you commit to 5, but you only make 2 or 3, you didn't fail. That's a success. That's what I was talking about in mindset earlier in the presentation, is focus on the progress. If you didn't do any offers last week and you got 2 in this week, that is success. That is a win. Focus on the progress. So increase a little bit each week until you're doing about 10 offers a week. That's where you want to get to. That's the sweet spot. Because on average, and this statistic has probably gone up, it's going to take you making about 50 offers. And I say it's going to take more than that now in the kind of market we're in. And talking to 50 sellers to make 25 offers to get a deal, I'm saying you're probably going to need to make like 30 or 40 offers to get a deal. So it's the numbers game, and you've got to be willing to have that perseverance and resiliency and that commitment to just grinding through and doing those habitual things every day, whether you like it or not. What happens is you master your skills by doing that, and you get better at it, faster at it, and more efficient. Make lots and lots of offers consistently every day and every week, and track them. Tracking your numbers keeps you honest. It's also very empowering. I'm working with someone who has really a real challenge with mindset. She came from 2 very critical parents, and we work a lot on mindset. And She got hit with a really nasty case of COVID. And so it's kind of knocked her down because she's got long COVID. So it's been lingering. And she's a real go-getter, super smart. And I'm talking about Z, Michael. And I've been working with her mostly on mindset. And she does her gratitude list in the morning, her achievements in the evening. And she was really not liking the achievement piece. And she said, I'm doing it, but I just don't feel it. And I said, well, it doesn't matter that you feel it. It's the most important thing right now is the habit itself. That is the key to developing a habit, is you do it whether you feel like it or not. And eventually within 2 to 3 months, it becomes automatic. It's a bunch of bull that you make or break a habit in 21 days. There's 2 books if you want to learn about habit formation that'll really empower you. The granddaddy of habit formation is Charles Duhigg, Duhigg. He wrote the book, The Power of Habit. And then Neil Rackman wrote the book. James Clear wrote the book, Atomic Habits. That one's a little of an easier read. And here's a cheat in that book. You could go to the last 1 or 2 pages of every single chapter and read it and get what that chapter was about. And here's the thing about that book is the guy gives you so many strategies for developing new habits. You don't even need them all. If all you did was use a handful of the strategies that James Clear recommends in his book, Atomic Habits, you'll be off to the races. So track your results, track your numbers. They're empowering. I hate tracking stuff. I'll tell you that right now. That's why Michael's a good partner for me, because he loves to track numbers and stuff. So if you don't like doing that stuff, find a partner who does like to do that stuff for you. We don't succeed alone. We all need help. At the end of the day, we're accountable to ourselves. Our success is a result of what we do. Okay, last point. I said there were 3 things that contribute to our success: mindset, habits and routine, and accountability and support. So what is accountability and support? Now, when you think of accountability, is that a positive thing, or does it kind of feel like it's a painful thing to you? Think about that. Do you know you need it, but do you resist it? I do, and I'm a coach. It's a double-edged sword with accountability. We know we need it, and yet we also avoid it. So if you want to fly like an eagle, don't hang out with turkeys. Okay? Can people count on you? This is what accountability is. Can people count on you? Follow through on your promises. Do what you say you're going to do. Here's the thing. I have experienced a lot of flaky people in my life. And Michael and I, when we first decided to, work together, and when we left Fortune Builders and we were building our own coaching business, I had a lot of trust issues because I had had so many people let me down, so many people who just didn't do what they said they would do. They didn't honor their promises. I had people steal a business out from under me that I trusted. It was hard for me. And Michael helped me over the course of the last couple of years really get stronger in that, and also in myself and me honoring my word. I can get sloppy with that. I need accountability, and I'm a coach. And Michael even refers to me as the queen of accountability. We all need it. It brings out the best in us. But here's the thing about accountability. A lot of people don't realize that as you start to succeed in your business, the people you surround yourself with are going to change. You've got to surround yourself with people who believe in you and support you. I always cringe when I have a client who says their spouse does not support them in this business. That's an uphill climb. The other thing is, think about all the times you said you were going to do something and you didn't, all the times you were late, all the times you didn't show up, and you didn't see the consequences, but someone was impacted by that. And that's the thing to look at and it's not easy to look at, like all the times you've disappointed someone, all the times you didn't do what you said you were going to do, all the times that you didn't follow through and honor a promise, they have costs and consequences. People don't trust you. And in this business, that is the main currency. You have to trust people because there are so many people you can't trust in this business. So be one of those people that people can trust and build a reputation on that. How do you deal with if things come up? Because life happens. How do you deal with that? You renegotiate your promise or your agreement before the fact, not after. I'm amazed at how many people schedule calls with me and never show up and never respond to my text or my message. It's disrespectful. When you schedule with people, think about the contractors that you've dealt with. If a contractor shows up late, 15, 20, 30 minutes, or they don't show up on that very first meeting, do not set another meeting with them. Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time, you will regret it. Oftentimes, people will hang on to a contractor way too long in this business, hoping things are going to change. They aren't. People show you who they are, believe them the first time. Accountability will help you be someone people can count on. Your relationships are going to change for the better. Now, that's not easy, though. There are going to be people that you realize your frequency has elevated. You are transforming. You are becoming a higher level, a higher functioning human being. And as a result, there will be people that no longer are fit for you. I remember last year, a good friend of mine, someone I used to date, and then it didn't work for dating, but we were friends for years when I lived down in Mexico, Baja, came to visit me. We hadn't seen each other in a couple of years, came to visit me where I'm living now in Asheville, North Carolina. And it wasn't a fit for me anymore. It was weird. It just felt like I had outgrown this person, and it was really uncomfortable being around them. And it was difficult. And I am someone who has a superpower. I'm willing to have difficult conversations because I'm committed to being happy and successful. And it was very uncomfortable and it was sad. And the friendship ended, and it needed to. It had lived past its expiration date. So play big or don't play at all. So here's on accountability, burn the bridge. If you put everything into it and there is no escape, you can't go back to the job or whatever, you burn the bridge and you're not looking behind at what you lost or what you're leaving. You are only looking forward. That is a commitment. Now, that doesn't mean you can do it alone. You've got to persevere and be resilient. You've got to be able to bounce back from setbacks, from frustrations. There are no perfect deals out there. This business is a problem-solving business. Every deal is a mess. Every deal is a big problem full of problems. You've got to be able to deal with that and bounce back and figure things out. Fire those contractors quickly and move on, and not get bogged down in the problems, but persevere through them. You've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth and success are on the edge of your comfort zone. I call it being in your uncomfortable zone. That's where you grow and learn. That's where you succeed, not playing it safe. Integrity. Do what you say you're going to do, especially when you don't feel like it. I'll tell you, my best days are the days that I honor my schedule, everything that's on it, that I do what I said I was going to do, even when I don't feel like it. And who are we worst at being accountable to? Ourselves. So it's like working out, your diet, those things that are just for us in ourselves are the things usually we slime out on the most. I know I do. So I have to build in accountability for those things that are important to me. So a little more on accountability. Use it to achieve your goals. Leverage accountability. I have a client who is extremely successful. He's definitely in the top 5%. In fact, he is so busy attracting deals. He's a deal magnet that he is stressed out. He can't do it all. And we're working on scaling. It's stressful for him. Why? Because he leverages accountability better than anyone I've ever known. At one point, he had 7 accountability buddies plus me as his coach. He would have like an hour to an hour and a half of accountability calls every single day, 5 days a week. And it worked for him. And then a lot of them started flaking out. And he's like, well, it doesn't really work to have an accountability buddy that isn't willing to be held accountable. Don't sell out. If you do have an accountability, or start with the most important people in your life, your spouse, your partner, your kids, your friends. We think that those are the people we can relax around, but think about it. If you were to treat them like the most famous, important guest that you've invited to dinner, think about how that would improve your life if you raised the bar on yourself and the people around you, and you didn't allow yourself or them to play small, that you were willing to be uncomfortable and on the edge to do the things that need to be done to succeed. Now, I want you all to think about this. What would life be like 1 year from now if nothing changes? If nothing changes and you keep going the way you're going, what's that going to be like? How are you going to feel? What are your finances going to be like? How are you going to feel about yourself? Think about that 1 year. Now think 3 years has gone by, and I coach clients that have been trying to get their first deal for 2-4 years, and they come to us because they're like, I need help. I need to do something differently. Think about that. 3 years out, 5 years out, nothing changes. Things are exactly like they are right now. Nothing changes. Can you even tolerate that? I was doing this exercise with a client and they couldn't go there. They said, I can't even think about that. No, I can't. And they signed up with us. They wanted results that badly. Complacency is the killer of dreams. And what is complacency? It's just being comfortable where you're at and you're just comfortable. I've been there. I've been complacent. COVID is the complacency disease. We all have been hiding in our caves, playing it safe. We've gotten complacent. Complacency is the killer of your dream. You have to be uncomfortable and live on that uncomfortable zone edge in order to make a difference and do something different and get better results. Who you are right now, sitting here, and everything you've done up to this point, sitting here, has not worked, or it has, and you're just curious and wanting to see what I have to say, but you're here for a reason. There's a result you want that you're not getting. So this is the question. We're not really going to have breakout rooms because we don't have a big group today, but this is the question we're going to talk about as a group today. What should you do different in your business, but you aren't? What should you be doing that you aren't in your business? And then how is that impacting your success? We're going to come back to that. So I just want you guys to mull that over for a few minutes. Be honest and specific. Be honest. We're going to go around to everyone. Everybody's going to be part of the conversation, not to put you on the spot, but to help. I want to have an impact here. I want you to walk away from this presentation and the time was worth the investment. You get something out of it, even if it's one small thing. So most new investors get stuck in a number of places. The first place is you're not sure what to do or where to start. A lot of newer investors that are learning, and you need to learn. You need to find knowledge and education and information, but a lot of them get stuck there. They don't know how to bridge that gap between learning and doing. Another place I've seen, and this is all based on my experience of coaching hundreds, even thousands of real estate investors, they let fear stop them from taking action. And it's in a lot of little things. It might not even be what you would call fear, but if you're not picking up the phone to talk to sellers, or you're not making offers because you're not confident in your number, that's fear stopping you from taking action. If you're afraid to actually put that offer in because you feel like it's too high risk, then we need to talk to you. Michael and I are both certified NLP coaches, and we can actually not just make you feel better, but eliminate fears and limiting beliefs, never to return, rip them up by the roots. They don't run the show anymore. So this is a big one that I see. You don't schedule revenue generating activities and follow through on a daily basis, daily and weekly. Day in and day out, week in and week out, you're doing the same thing over and over like you would in a job. They aren't consistent. And if you're not consistent, you're never going to feel success, because consistency starts to build up a momentum. You start to master skills. You start to be able to predict. You can forecast. You're tracking your numbers, so you're seeing what's working. It's by doing the numbers and being consistent that you actually start to learn what works and what doesn't, and start to master skills and build your confidence. You're afraid to talk to people. You aren't willing to do the work. And if you're just honest with yourself, are you willing to do the work? Show up, make a schedule that's filled with revenue generating activities. This is all we focus on, is addressing these concerns directly in our Unstoppable Real Estate Investor Bootcamp. It's about helping everyone overcome these challenges. You make excuses instead of taking action. I'll tell you, I'm not tolerant about making excuses. You can ask Michael when I'm almost done. I have no tolerance for it. In a group, I will just stop someone in their tracks and say, stop, and they'll keep talking. I'm like, nope, stop. I will interrupt. I will be rude. I will not let them continue. And I will say, I don't want to hear it. You are not going to take up our precious time rationalizing, justifying, and giving us your story why we all go, ugh, and try to be polite and listen to it. I'm not polite about listening. I'm not going to let people rob the precious moments of my life, me listening to them tell me the excuses of why they didn't make a call they scheduled with me, or didn't do what they promised they would do. I have no tolerance for it. They try to do it on their own. How many of you are struggling and just trying to do it all by yourself? It's impossible to do this business alone. It is impossible. Impossible. It is a relationship business. It is a business that you need other people to do this business. There is no way around that. Okay, now, if you aren't happy with the results you've gotten, you need to do something different, period.
Thank you, Rayana. Well, that was awesome. So really appreciate that presentation. For anyone who's watching the replay, please like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment, and we'll see you at the next meeting.